Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Episode 7 of Invincible on Amazon Prime is out now, and I'm going to give you guys my spoiler-free review. If you guys have already seen the newest episode of Invincible, I'm going to be dropping a spoiler review later on today, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss that. But this video is a spoiler-free review, and I still have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Starting off, I want to talk about the two main focuses of episode 7 of Invincible. Our two main focuses are the Grayson family and then the robot side storyline. Now, I still don't 100% understand what the goal of the robot side storyline is. Maybe I'm just not paying attention during those parts, because honestly they're kind of boring compared to the Grayson family drama, but I still enjoyed this episode nevertheless. I love this episode so much, and obviously most of that is coming from the Grayson family drama. This episode starts off with Debbie attempting to confront Omni-Man. I'm not going to tell you what happens in that confrontation, but I'm going to leave it at that. While Debbie is confronting Omni-Man, Mark is confronting Amber after the events of last week's episode, and I love this because the dynamic and parallel between these two relationships is there and it's so blatant. And on top of that, we get to see the parallels of Mark being an inexperienced hero having to balance his normal life and his superhero life, and Omni-Man being an experienced hero and he still doesn't know how to balance that and create trust between him and his wife. These parallels between these two characters are so well done in this show, and I think that's what makes this show basically peak superhero TV. So while Mark is trying to confront Amber, he's trying to explain himself. He basically gives some big reveals away about himself, but nothing really goes to plan. There's nothing too crazy that happens in this episode with Mark and Amber. It's basically just last week's storyline, but extended over to give us a little bit more clarification on their relationship and why there's been issues in there. I'm not going to again go into specific details because you'll have to see for yourself, and it's super cool that the way that they interpreted Mark's storyline directly into Eve's new storyline, which I love that storyline so much. I just love the way that they connected both characters back to each other, because obviously Eve was back doing her own thing in the woods, saving people in the last 1 to 2 episodes, and now they finally are connected together, so we get to see Eve and Mark. But the reason Mark goes to Eve is to get relationship advice for him and Amber, even though technically they're not in a relationship since they broke up last episode. He just wants to know what he did wrong and how he can improve, and then he also brings up the Rex situation, her family situation, and they have a good conversation about it, and then a bunch of stuff with Omni-Man goes down. I'm not going to get into details because I don't want to spoil it for you, but this episode is just another way that Invincible is showing that they know how to use these teenage characters, because they balance their superhero life and their normal life. I'm going to make a whole video on this whenever this series is done, but I think that Invincible is doing a great job at showing this balance, and actually technically this imbalance that a superhero has to go through whenever they're trying to balance their two different lives. And I think it's something that the MCU Spider-Man was trying to do, and they just never got to convey it well enough. I think Invincible is doing it perfectly. So I'm going to make a whole video on that and why the two storylines for MCU Spider-Man and Invincible correlate and how Invincible did it 10 times better. Omni-Man's main mission is absolutely epic. Again, I'm not going into details because you guys need to experience this for yourself. This scene where Omni-Man is trying, well, it's not a scene, it's basically most of the episode. Omni-Man's mission is absolutely awesome in this episode, and I love the different conflicts that come up. Everything was explained super well, and at the end of the episode just leaves us on a massive cliffhanger. There's not even a mid-credit or post-credit scene. They're actually leaving us on a cliffhanger with no other explanations, and I'm here for it because I loved it about this episode. So moving on to the second story that we get to see in this episode, it wasn't my favorite one. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of the side robot storyline. I don't even necessarily understand where it's going, but this episode just continues on with the negotiations with the Mahler twins, and it gives us a little bit more information and a smaller, not small, but like a slight reveal for the robot's intentions. So I think that was cool. We got to see the balance of both storylines, but obviously the Grayson storyline, the Grayson family drama, it just meant more to me because I care about their characters more. My overall thoughts for this episode, awesome episode. It was by far my favorite episode. It had the most action, and honestly it was some next level superhero TV show action, and it just revealed so much, but at the same time it didn't reveal enough to where we got like we knew too much. Like we now know just enough, and next episode will be the even bigger reveal for what's about to happen, and I'm just so excited for this finale. This is probably the most jaw-dropping episode of TV I've watched in the last year. This is including The Boys, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and basically anything else I've watched on Netflix, Amazon Prime, or any other streaming service. This is probably one of the best episodes of TV for superheroes that I have watched in the last year, and I just can't wait to see this finale. If you guys enjoyed this video, video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on, because next week I'm going to be dropping a spoiler-free review for the season finale of Invincible. I love this show so much, and you guys have been showing so much support for these reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.